Okay, let's talk about the Chanel bag increase. Is it still worth it in 2022? Hi everyone, welcome back to a mommy review. Let's go for a walk and talk about this new news about the Chanel bag price increase happening in March, sometime between 3rd to 5th of 2022 this year. Now, we've been hearing news about price increases in all types of luxury brands and also fashion houses, so this is no surprise. And we've heard about Chanel price increase potentially in January earlier this year, but looks like it's definitely a go. So, are we going to be holding on to our wallets, or are we going to be rushing to the boutiques and talking to our essays about getting one of these bags? Now, over the last 2 years, it's obvious that the price and the increase of the classic bag has gone up by tremendous amount, like 25% at least. But full disclaimer before I go on, all of this is my opinion and thoughts on the bag and the price hike. There is some kind of updates and news I've collected from here and there, but I don't think anything is going to be solid in terms of details of pricing until the actual increase takes place. So, we know that like the signature Chanel flap bags is one of the most iconic recognizable handbags in the world, and it's gaining so much popularity. It's so hard to get some of these bags nowadays, and like the price increase is not a surprise. It's been happening every year, but let's keep in mind, like, does it usually happen like 3 times a year like it's last year? I don't think so, and I don't know if these price increases are necessarily justified, which we'll talk about later. Why are we seeing all these price increases with Chanel as well? Well, these Chanel handbags are never discounted, so I'm always thinking like, okay, should I pull the trigger? But like, I just have a really hard time justifying it, spending that much on a bag at this time. So the global price increase for classic Chanel flaps are planned to be rolled out somewhere worldwide between March 3rd and the 5th. And there's currently a lot of buzz on social media about it. In the past 12 months, Chanel has already increased their prices 3 times. So January 2021 was an increase hike, and then there was another that was around 4 to 7%, and then 6 months later, in July 2021, they had another one, and then shell shockingly another one in November 2021. So far, the updates is that for US and China, their prices might be remain the same and unchanged perhaps, but the prices are definitely going up in Europe, in UK, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Australia, and Canada. And this includes not just the classic flaps, but also the classic minis, the Chanel 19, trendy CZs, and others. And I'll jump back into the prices of some of the increases and what you might expect coming up soon. Now, when I'm looking at these bags, I'm just comparing to before. Like, I heard that some of the vintage Chanel bags are like 24 karat gold hardware, and it's no longer like that. I'm just trying to think about is there justification for me to spend that much money on a bag? Would it be an heirloom piece that I'll pass on to my children, or do they have the same appreciation for bag or care about it as much as and maybe me or anyone else nowadays? Um, I'm really not sure. But over time, I can see that the price increase is pretty steady. Like in 2019, Chanel press bag prices went up by 3.5%, in 2020 by 12%, and then in 2021 there was like three increases. Like I mentioned, spring was like 4.6% increase, in July it was 14.7% increase, and then in November there was 12.5% increase. Now, the classic Chanel flaps right now, before this increase in Canada, the small size is $10,000 and $10,050. The medium is $10,725. Jumbo is $11,550, and the maxi is $12,250. That is crazy prices, like Hermes, heading towards Hermes bag pricing. Now, in late 2020, the prices for the classic flap is around $8,775 for a small, $9,550 for a medium, and $10,325 for a jumbo, and $11,000 for a maxi. But if you look even further back, like I would say maybe early April 2020, like the prices for a small was around 6,350. So it's gone up by like 25% almost. The boy bags have gone up quite a bit as well, but like not to the significant extent as the classic flap. Like late 2020, it was 6,150 for a small, and now in March at this current time before the increase is $6,550, and these are all Canadian prices. A mini square currently is $5,025 if you can get a hold of one, which is pretty impossible nowadays. I heard in some stores they have a lottery system and you put your name in and see if you can get it. But back in April 2020, a mini square would be around $3,725. There's also the 2.55 resus, where like in March, right now, before the price increase, the 225 is around 10,725, and the 226 is 11,550 for the 226, and then 227 is 12,250. Whereas in late 2020, the price of 225 was 8,650. So it's gone up by like at least close to like, oh, my math is not great, but at least like maybe $200 to $300. I don't see that percentage increase in my wage, I would say. So I don't see how I can justify buying some of these bags. But I guess it goes back to like, why are we seeing these price increase? Like some people believe that it's because they want to maintain the exclusivity of the brand and make it maybe reach a peak level similar to what you see with the Hermes. But Hermes is such a different brand, like it's different style. I don't know if it's a fair comparison. I know that it does take a lot to run a multi-billionaire fashion empire, but like, is this justified? I know that they're not producing as many bags compared to before, and maybe it's coinciding with a launch of a collection, or they're just trying to create scarcity. Of course, there's the justification about the supply chain that we've been hearing about. But we know that a lot of the Chanel bags, like you have to go to the physical store to buy them, and there's really no online sales you can get access to. So I would imagine price increase may be justified for them is because with the lockdown with COVID over the last few years, like people are just not able to go to the store, and they've lost a lot of money investing, given they have invested so much into this in-store, in-person experience. But overall, I think the question that comes down to for me is like, why are you buying the bag? It's different for everybody. And then I wonder if a lot of it is just social media pressure, like FOMO, fear of missing out, given like all the stuff you see on social media. But when I talk to other people in person, I know that it's actually not as common to have a Chanel bag or to be in love with handbags. Maybe it's just we focus so much on this segment of bag lovers because we congregate together in social media and we follow these influencer and see all these beautiful bags online, and we feel the social pressure to be part of that community. So anyways, I hope you find this video helpful. Let's see what happens with the Chanel price increase coming up. Probably it's going to be another 5% increase, if not more. That's approximately around $500 per bag at least. So, and I don't know how many more price increase are we going to see coming up. They're just doing it segmentation wise, like a little bit at a time, and I think that creates a lot of anxiety and pressure, but also a lot of hype for the brand as well. So that's basically my rant about the Chanel price increase. Overall, like I would love to hear in the comments below, like, are you still gonna consider purchasing one if you haven't got a Chanel bag yet? What do you think about the price increase? Do you think the bags are still worth it? Why or why not? I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy the content, please consider like, subscribe, and sharing. It really helps with the channel. And I will see you next time in another mommy review. Bye now. Take care.